I've just fitted an Innovv K3 dash cam to my 2018 Tiger 1200 XRT. So I thought I'd do a little video, see if you fancy fitting one, and it's actually pretty straightforward. So there's the K3, there's the box, all very nicely packaged up. Comes with some nice little sticky backed cable holders, routing. These are rubber washers which you use to mount the L brackets onto the bike, just to take a bit of vibration up. You get a very nice big poster sized installation instructions that kind of show you where everything plugs together. Some stickers, so that's for sticking down the DVR box, that's for sticking down the GPS. There's a few spare, look, you just see there's little O-rings in there, so they're little spare O-rings for the connectors, which I'll show you on the bike. So how have I fitted everything? Start at the front, work our way back. So there is a video on YouTube for the K2 that Innovv have fitted themselves. They've mounted the bullet camera up here, but it was an earlier model Tiger, I think. This is like a curved surface. I tried sticking it here, but it didn't want to stay, which has kind of worked out well, because I ended up mounting it just off the fog light, which has worked really, really well. You just see a little bit of the beak and the mud guard, but it doesn't impact the video quality at all. So that just mounts on straight onto the screw. Cable runs up behind there. I've used one of those cable routing clamps just to hold it in there. The biggest job really was, I've done it many times, but could do without doing it, is to removing this top plastic, so that lifts off, unplug the power socket, remove this plastic dowel-in cover here, 2 screws, 3 screws, and also remove the side here just to give me more access to the cables around the back of the bike. But you might be able to do it without doing that, but I just found it easier for routing the cables through. So there's a screw there, 2 screws on the badge and a big screw behind, a little clip underneath there, and then that whole lot just comes away. I took off this side trim, just undo this screw here, and it slides. It took me a while to work out how it came off, but it actually slides back in a way. It's like a little fork behind there, so slide back and then it just comes away. So now I've routed all the cables down there. So the K3 has a remote control. I'll put that on the mirror mount. The only slight downside is I can't get the rubber boot that kind of covers up the mirror controls, threaded pieces. That won't go all the way back down, but it's not the end of the world. So on the remote we've got the status of the filming, the status of the GPS lock, and the status of the Wi-Fi. That's all covered off in the manual, so I won't go into big detail. I put the GPS sensor just up here on the top of the yoke. I don't like sticking things onto bikes because, you know, I might change my bike and then I just want me to take it off. So I've used Velcro, as suggested by Teapot One. So thank you for that, Bruce. I use this stuff. If you want to get it, I'll give you a bit of a view there. I got it off Amazon. It just works really, really well. So yeah, we've got 3 devices at the front. So we've got the front camera, the GPS, and the remote. So the remote cable runs down, bundled in with all the rest. GPS runs down there, and they all tuck in behind the plastic cable routing. Just follow all the rest of the cables. I routed them underneath, so taking this off enabled me to kind of get the other end of the cable and pull them all down beside here. There's a little cable tied just around the frame under there, probably can't see it, just to hold them away from the engine, and then they all come out down here by the battery. So I just cable tied them together to keep them neat. The actual power supply for the Innovv is this little box here. You can see the blue lights on. It has a thing called parking mode, so it's got a G sensor in there, so if it senses a bike's moved, it will start recording. I actually have that turned off, but it's also got intelligent battery monitoring, so if it senses the battery's getting low, it will turn off. But again, that's just held on with Velcro, so I can easily take it off, move it between bikes. The rear bullet cam, I have used the sticky tape. Let me get a torch, you can see a little bit better. I've used the sticky tape, sticky 3M pads to attach it to the side of the bike. So it's there, stuck on, and then the cable just runs up over into the back of the bike, just tucks up underneath the plastic. One thing I did notice is the mount screws that go into the bottom of the mounts, like this. The thickness of the head is thicker than the stickers they give you. And the stickers they give you for the cameras have got a hole in to allow for that to sit in, but it protrudes through, so you can't get a good, you can't push the sticker down because the head of the screw's in the way. So I actually mounted this, or put it all together, put the screw into the bottom of my mount, and then just ran it up and down a file. So I filed about half the depth of the hex hole. I filed that away, and then it was just flush with the sticker, but still plenty of bite point to get an Allen key in there. I know Teapot One, he did mention this on his video. He used double thickness stickers. I don't really want to do that. I'd run out of stickers anyway, so I just filed it down, so that worked well. So yeah, all the cables just tucked down around there, run up the side. I like to try and keep everything neat, so try to run the cables underneath other cables to hold them in place. That's all kind of hidden anyway because it sits underneath this cover. And then the actual recorder, the DVR recorder, sits there. Now the K3, apparently, I've never seen a K2, but the K3, they've put the SD card slot in an easier to reach place. So the Wi-Fi on these is only 2 gigahertz. So it's very slow to pull a load of videos off. So I find it's easy to just pull the SD card out. And so again, as I've mounted this box with Velcro, I can just lift it up, and then the SD card just sits in the side there. I can just pull it out with a pair of needle nose pliers, just make sure I don't drop it into the bike. Make sure I put that back on. So most of the cables run down that side and a couple around this side. And it comes with a microphone as well. I just have that clipped off onto one of the rubber straps, and then maybe if ever I need to, I can just unclip it, tuck it up in my jacket and do some commentary as I'm riding. The yellow wire is the switch live that tells the Innovv the bike's powered on. Now in the back of the Tiger, let me get a torch again. In the back of the Tiger is a little two pin plug for a top box power supply apparently. And it sits just there. And it's got a plug, it's got a dust cover on the end of it, and it has 2 rubber bungs in. So you just pull one rubber bung out and you can get the wiring in to the pin. Alternatively, you could just splice into the power supply for the DIN socket at or the Hella power supply at the back, because that's also switched. So when you power the bike on, the Innovv gets the power from the CAN bus and knows to power up. You don't see anything initially, but after a few seconds you'll start to see the lights coming on. The one thing to note is in bright sunshine you can't really see these lights. I know on the GS and whatever you've got some flat panels down here, so you can kind of put it there, but then that's further to reach when you want to press the button, but it's in the shade, so I kind of like it there. But the button does 3 things. Press once, locks a video from being overwritten, double tap it, takes a picture, and press and hold for 10 seconds does a factory reset, but it doesn't delete footage on the SD card. So if you find yourself in a situation where you need to quickly get rid of some footage on your SD card, that ain't going to do it. You're going to have to just maybe sneakily attach your phone app to the device and just delete it all manually. But I found it really works well. I've had it on for a couple of weeks now, but ironically every time I've been out it's been chucking down with rain, and it seems fine. You get the odd droplet on the lens, but after a few seconds it blows off. I'll put some I'll attach some video footage from my last ride out to the end of this video as well, but I think that pretty much covers it all. Hope you found it useful.